Get the eRadio SA app right now for free on the Google Play Store. Entertainment radio on the go.
Wellness Wednesday on eRadio, and time for the Louwdown on mental health. Today we're talking about setting healthy boundaries and saying no, which is really hard for some of us, including yours truly. Louw, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
And it rhymes with no.
Yeah.
I'm good on you.
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, this is quite funny when you say hello, Louw. Just say hi, Louw. Yeah. Hi, Louw. Oh, hi. That's also funny. Hi, Louw.
Net so erg.
That's right. Sorry.
No, go for gold.
Louw, but today we're talking about setting healthy boundaries and saying no. And we spoke off air and you said you're also having trouble saying no to people and then you feel really bad afterwards.
Absolutely. And I think it's, we are so conditioned to help everyone around us that it becomes very difficult to say no because we feel like we're letting other people down. We feel like we are disappointing them. We feel that we have this responsibility to appease them. My dad always calls it the disease to please. And so many of us have that because we just want to make sure that everyone's happy. We know what it's like to feel bad or feel let down. So we never want to let anyone else feel that way. So we'll go out of our way to place ourselves in situations that we don't want to be in. We'll spend money that we don't have to impress people we don't even like, and then go to things we never intended on going to, and we hate it.
I'm way past that, I must say, Louw. If you're offended by me not attending or spending, then I really couldn't care less at this stage in my life. I don't know about you, but some people, I don't know if it's some kind of mind game that they play, but you kind of feel obligated to say yes. And if it's sort of like they have a hold over you, whether it's your boss. I mean, it's kind of tricky if it's your boss, isn't it?
Absolutely. When it comes to work, that's actually the first healthy boundary we need to set, is to know that that's why we have work contracts, to see exactly what is expected of us, what is in our job description, and that is why we have working hours. Now, with lockdown and COVID, so much of that changed because suddenly so many people were working from home. I know a lot of people are still working from home or working from mobile offices, and suddenly our work hours are not 9 to 5 anymore. We're sitting answering emails 10, 11 o'clock at night and sacrificing sleep, sacrificing family time, all in the name of work. And the first boundary we need to set is to know what are our working hours and what is actually expected of us, and what do I need to do for the day. And to stick to that. And if something is not a life and death situation and it is not urgent and you are not getting overtime for it, you have to set the boundary and say that this can wait till tomorrow. And one of the boundaries you can set to ease that workload is by deactivating your work emails on your phone, so that you know that when you close your laptop, the workday is done.
Wow.
And there's not constant messages that come through on your phone. There's not constant emails, because in the technological age we are in, the moment we see that email, we feel the need to reply. Or the moment a WhatsApp group is formed related to work, or even social engagement, where nowadays everyone starts a WhatsApp group for a birthday, and the moment you see other people confirming for the event, you feel obligated to also confirm, because it's now this pressure of you're only 2 or 3 people who haven't said anything on the group yet. Or
that's true.
You're the only employee who hasn't responded yet. So I would suggest starting to deactivate your work email from your phone, and to leave those WhatsApp groups closed for a little bit. You don't have to reply immediately. Something that's worked for me with social engagements is to immediately, if I see a group message that requires my attention or confirmation to attend something, I immediately message the person who created the group. I acknowledge the invite and say, thank you so much for inviting me. I just have to check my schedule and I will get back to you. This gives you the time to actually sit and think about whether you want to attend this or not, and whether you have the time, and to actually go check your diary if you do have time, because oftentimes we feel so obligated to say yes that we double and triple book our days, and then on the actual day of the event we end up cancelling everything because we just don't have the energy to get to that. And because we don't want to let one person down, we rather just cancel everything because we don't want others to find out, oh, I cancelled the birthday, but I had time for a picnic or whatever, you know.
That's true. But Louw, the problem is people who don't take no for an answer. And sometimes they'll tell you, listen, I don't take no for an answer, especially if they want to drag you out somewhere, take you out to a restaurant or some kind of club where you don't want to go. They say, no, you're coming. I'm not taking no for an answer. How do you deal with these people? Because sometimes when you say no, they give you the cold shoulder, and that's a very awkward situation.
It is very awkward, and I think it's a form of manipulation, to be honest, because if I said that I don't have time or not tonight, and I say it assertively and I say it well ahead of time, it's a whole different story if you cancel 5 minutes before the time. But if you take your time, think about whether you actually want to attend, you visualize how you would feel when you attend this, and you then make the choice to say that you are not going to attend, you have to recognize that someone who is not taking no for an answer is not hearing you, they are not respecting your opinion, and they are not respectful of your decision. And if they do ignore you, and if they do give you the cold shoulder, that is not the type of friendship you should allow in your life anyway, because we need to be surrounded by people who understand mental health, who understand guilt, who understand that manipulation is one of the biggest triggers for people who suffer from mental health issues. And truly to surround yourself with people who support you and say, you know what, I get it. Sometimes I'm also really just not in the mood. And you can always reschedule and say, listen, I don't want to go to that party, but let's catch up over coffee. I am available on these days. And immediately you draw that boundary, you say no to the event, and you provide a solution to the problem. If it is someone that you don't want to see at all and you don't want to have a coffee in future, then it's as easy as saying, unfortunately, I will not be able to make it, or unfortunately, I don't have the energy to attend this. And that is fine enough. As long as you are kind and assertive, your no should be valued just as much as your yes.
Ah, that's very true. Because sometimes you feel really guilty for saying no, and then you don't always give the actual reason. So you'll say, listen, I can't come tonight because I'm feeling like I've got the flu coming on, or in this time probably I've got COVID. Then they won't socialize with you ever again. Maybe that's a good excuse.
And we always feel obligated to give a reason, and we have to realize that it actually has nothing to do with the other person. It's about your time, your energy, and your peace. And assertive and kind no is more than enough. And that's something I struggle with because I'm so scared someone will be let down that I sit for hours thinking, what is my actual excuse? Because in all honesty, I don't have an excuse. I could go if I wanted to. I just don't want to because I don't feel like I have the mental capacity for it right now.
They'll probably say you're full of nonsense.
And I had to learn that sometimes look, honesty is always the best route. So if you do have a prior engagement or you have something else on, then by all means be kind and respond that unfortunately I won't be able to make it because I have a prior engagement. And if there's absolutely no reason, then you don't have to feel obligated to give one. It's that thing, I posted it, I think 2 weeks ago. I said, your time, your energy, and your peace needs to come first. And everything that you would give to others, you would be so understanding if someone else said they couldn't attend because they don't have the mental capacity or they don't have the time right now because work is hectic. So why do we find it so difficult for ourselves to say that work is just really hectic at the moment? I don't think I'll be able to make it. And just to give that assertive, no, thank you, not today, or just a plain no, thank you. And we get those awkward social encounters oftentimes when it's a colleague's birthday or an acquaintance that we don't know as well. And we don't have to go to those things if we don't want to. You have to realize that you only have so much time, so much energy, and so much money to spend on certain events. And it is not worth compromising your mental state or compromising your peace to satisfy the need of someone else, because that is not your need, it is their need. And if you reply with an assertive no, that should be enough for them.
But Louw, I have a curveball for you.
Throw it at
Can
me.
I throw it? Okay, I'm waiting for you. Okay. What if it is family? What if they invite you to some kind of family function or a wedding and you don't want to go? What do you do?
Those are my favorites. Because with family, it's even more difficult because, look, so many times they know what's going on in our lives, but there's two things here that we have to remember. Is the first thing is it's family. If they are not going to support you, if they are not understanding, then who will be, right? They are supposed to hold space for you. They are supposed to understand, and they are the ones that are supposed to be your biggest supporter. So with family, when it's a family function or a family get-together, the same thing applies. I unfortunately can't attend. I have a prior engagement. Weddings, same thing. You have the date months in advance. You have the opportunity to say that I will get back to you. I just need to check my diary. You can take your time, take a few days to think about whether you actually want to go. And then especially with a wedding or something you know someone else is going to put money into, it is so much better for you to give that assertive no well ahead of time instead of being the idiot that cancels the day before.
Yeah.
And now they have created a place card for you. There is there's food, there's costs involved. So the golden rule with family or with big events is ahead of time. Don't leave it till the last minute to say no. Draw that boundary as fast as you can, as assertive as you can, and as kind as you can, and that way they also feel acknowledged, they feel valued, because they don't have to go out of their way to make arrangements for you that you had no intent of attending in the first place.
I like that. That's a very nice approach. Have you in the past faked illnesses or maybe accidents or whatever to avoid people or events?
I have had runny tummies. I have had dogs die. I have had family members pass on. It has
really
been everything. And I think my gran has passed away 9 times already. But but that being said, is I realized how harmful that behavior actually is, because not only do you feel guilty for being dishonest, you feel guilty because you know you compromised your own moral system and your own value system of just being a kind and a good-natured human. And that is something I've really been trying to work hard on, is the honesty aspect, because the honesty in an apology is what makes that apology sincere. You know, if you say sorry to someone and you don't even mean it, you don't feel any remorse or regret, the other person can feel it. And I feel that when we are insincere about canceling an obligation or a function or a family event, if it's not sincere and if we are not truthful, the other person can feel it. There's always an energy exchange. So honesty is the best policy. And that's why I said if you can't be honest about it, or you can't place why exactly you don't want to go, trust your instinct, trust your energy, and just give a kind and assertive no. There doesn't always have to be a reason that justifies your presence.
Louw, has it cost you friendships and relationships with family members in the past because they couldn't accept your no?
It will. I think it inevitably will, because we are constantly evolving, and what we need to realize is that not everyone on our journey is supposed to travel the whole distance with us. You almost have to keep an open mind of saying, if you love me, you love me, and if you feel that your season has come to exit my life, I bless you and I let you go in grace. You'll never, very, very few people hang on to all the friends they had in school. Very few people hang on to all the work colleagues they make, or work colleagues that become friends. We evolve, and we need to respect that people change. We need to respect that not everyone who enters our life is supposed to complete the journey with us. And if we hold on to the wrong people for the wrong reasons, if guilt is your only reason of attending a function, then that simply is not a good enough reason to have that person part of your social circle. It should be something where you can say, my growth, my peace, and my energy comes first, and the right people will be drawn to my energy, and the right people will contribute to my peace, because my peace is too important to compromise for anyone else. And that's where we draw the boundary in a personal capacity to start surrounding ourselves with people who recognize our worth, is when we hold ourselves to a higher account.
That's it, Louw. Just lastly, I just want to say, I wonder how many people actually still are in touch with their school friends. I'd like to be in touch with my school friends, but they don't recognize me now. So that's a problem. We all change so much.
A little science fact in between is the entire body cell regenerates every 7 years. So every 7 years, you actually are an entirely different human being. And that's why when you look back on your life, you go, oh my word, I can't believe I did that when I was 21. Or
that's
oh my word, I can't believe I did that in school. Because your entire mindset, every single cell in your body, everything regenerates in a period of 7 years. So every 7 years you are, without lying, without even compromising your worth, without even compromising your peace, you are a new person. And the people that will continue the journey with you are the ones who are willing to grow with you.
So that means I'm Eon 5.0 right now, if my mathematics are correct. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Louw, thank you, man. Thank you so much. We'll talk again next Wednesday. Looking forward to it. The Louwdown on your mental health. Very, very important. Louw, thank you so much for your time and for what you are doing. How can we follow you on social media?
Thank you so much. You guys can follow me on Facebook at Louw02. That's my Facebook page, where we often post mental health quotes, some advice, some counselor details. And then on Instagram, my main channel is Louw02. And then if you are in the mood to find some inspiration, some tips on how to deal with mental health, you can also follow the channel, The Louwdown Quote. And then every Friday live at 5, we have a live Louwdown on my main Instagram, where people can interact, ask questions about mental health or mental illnesses, and we try and find the answers together to break the silence on mental health.
Excellent. Louw, until next week, look after yourself.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.